Victoria Davis, 5 for 8 from 3. Okay. Oh my God, if we both did each other's assists.
Oh, we were?
We're each other's assists. You made a 3 and I made a 3 up here.
You guys all good?
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead, fire away.
Tori, do you think this was the most complete game you guys have played all season?
Yes, I do. I think we've been really locked in all week on practice and really keying in on our jobs and what we have to do. And I think today showed everything that we can do.
Kennedy, for you, Tori had 19 of her 21 in the first half. How critical was that from her?
I believe that it fed into the whole team. Just her energy, her confidence. As she's coming on the bench telling everybody, just keep shooting with confidence, keep going. They can't stop us. And so that energy, I feel, led us throughout the whole game.
Question for both of you guys. In terms of the kids and the environment that they provided, how much did you guys feed off that?
Oh my gosh, it was wonderful.
It was amazing.
It was so wonderful. I feel like, you know, when you're playing at home, you want to protect your house, and then when you have a bunch of kids yelling your name, you really want to show out for them, and I really think that's what we did.
And it was like as soon as we made a play or we got hyped, they were just getting hyped with us, and so it kind of just created momentum for us to keep going.
It could have been easy, Victoria, to let up after that first half y'all had, especially yourself. What was the message in the locker room to go into that second half and make sure you held them at arm's length the entire way through?
I think the biggest key was just like don't let up, hold fast, just keep stepping. We have this thing called stepping on neck, so I want to make sure that we kept our foot on the gas pedal and didn't let up.
Kennedy, down low, what really got into you? We've seen you do things like this before, but not to this degree, to what you did today.
I think really it's just knowing that what my job is. So Amanda always asks us before we play a game what our offensive, defensive, and mental goals are. And my goal is to rebound. I know that's what my team needs out of me, and I feel that if I keep rebounding, it builds my offense. And so just being able to know that my teammates can depend on me in that area.
And Kennedy, 4 wins in a row now heading into UNLV. Yeah, you got to be feeling pretty good about your chances going up against them, especially with what you did here today. Just to do what you did and with who's next, how are you feeling this moment in time?
Excited. There's a sense of anticipation, but also knowing that to remain humble and to remain focused on our next goal. And winning is amazing, but also remembering how hard we have to work in order to maintain this win streak.
Tori, you were a plus 33 in this game.
Woo.
But for all the talk about your offense, I want to talk about the other end and having to chase Hofschild around as well. Just how much did you kind of say, hey, I know there's a lot of talk about the opposing point guard, but I want to make people know my name as well in this one.
I think defense is a really big key. I feel like it's been a big key all season. So just making sure whoever I have to guard, I make their life as hard as possible for 40 minutes, and that's really what I wanted to do. I know she still had a good amount, but I feel like I made her work for every single point that she had to score.
Kennedy, on Saturday, Coach said that the game against Fresno State wasn't the kind of game you guys were going to be able to win maybe 6 weeks ago. I'm not sure this performance happens, a month ago. What has changed with this team? Obviously, y'all are getting better as the year goes on, but what has really clicked for you guys?
I think we're finally buying into each other, into what the expectations of our coaches are. And honestly, we keep the returners, we keep in the forefront our season last year, and we know that we don't want to repeat of that season, and so that kind of pushes us too. And I feel that this team is just completely different as far as the competitiveness, the confidence, and the desire to be there and win for each other.
Heading back to Vegas, Kennedy, what do you think about this matchup with UNLV? I'm sure you haven't looked too much into them, but y'all are riding as high as you can be going into a battle against the team at the top.
I think honing in on our scout for them is going to be the most important key, and staying together. And so we've most of us have been to Vegas's arena. We know how the energy is within there, and so just tuning everything out and staying with each other.
Tori, I asked you recently about kind of turning the corner on your shot. You feel like you're in a pretty good rhythm at this point now?
Yeah, I feel like early on, coming off injury, it was really trying to find myself, find my shot. But I feel like just staying in the gym, staying focused on what I can bring to the team, strengthening my strengths, and trusting God.
On top of a lot of awesome energy from the kids in there, like after the game, it was really clear a lot of these kids are looking up to you, coming up to you, saying, I heard plenty of stuff out there, but just really excited to see you and meet you face to face after the game. What does it mean to have all these kids looking up to you like this?
It's honestly amazing. It's a wonderful feeling just knowing that at one point we were in their position, looking up to college players, and it's just really feeling all of the love, knowing that we're able to put on a show and have this support system is an amazing feeling.
I think being in those kids' positions and knowing, like, I want to be out there, I just want to be the best role model I can be on and off the court to show them, like, this is possible as long as you just stay dedicated and stay in the gym, hard work, focused. You can do anything you want.
Were there any moments that stood out with the kids after the game?
I think the most was like asking for the autographs or whatever, and the photos, or just like feeling how excited they actually were, and then having conversations like, what did you enjoy about the game? Did you have fun? It's just like kind of reminds me of when I would go back to women's basketball games, and I'd be so excited to meet the players and all that, and just that energy kind of you feel it during the game, but still feeling it afterwards. It's like, oh my gosh, we really did that. We made this moment very enjoyable, not only for us, but for them as well.
Just protecting our house, putting on a show for the people that came out. I think the kids were really excited. I think they were going to be excited regardless. So having a win just kind of has a nice touch to it, and just enjoying the moment with them.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. They were screaming for free throws. They want to scream for any reason, right?
Yes.
Tori, do you feel like you guys can really, you've already made some noise in the Mountain West. Do you feel like you guys can be one of those names toward the end of the season that's in contender status, if you will?
I do. I think going into this game, we were really like doubted to win, and I feel like that's okay. You know, that's good. We wanna be doubted, because then we just have that much more to prove. And I feel like this is really good momentum going into the UNLV game, and we're just gonna keep capitalizing, keep focusing on what we can do and what we can do better.
You guys get
Anything
over
else? Okay, thank you.
Congrats, you guys.
Thank you, guys. No, I'm ready to ice back after today.
Coach, a few years ago, you said that the kids would just cheer for whatever. There wasn't really like that much in tune with the game, but today it seemed like every shot that Nevada made, they were cheering. What sort of energy did they bring, and how has basketball grown in the community since you've been here?
Well, I first of all just want to thank the Redfield Foundation and Washoe County School District because they make this happen. Without their partnership and their support, like, we can't get all of these students to the game. But I think a lot of other places I've been on field trip days, they do cheer for both teams. And I think here in Reno, like, they really understand, like, Nevada, Wolfpack, and they cheer for, like, for us, and that's really cool. But, you know, I think they gave us a huge home court advantage today, and I love that we can bring them to campus and just get them excited about a possibility in their future. Maybe they want to go to college, maybe they want to be a college athlete, and I really want them to see strong women and what women can do, because we're still not on TV quite enough. If you flip on channels, you know, sometimes you can find a women's game, but not always. And so for some of these kids, this might be their first time they've seen high-level female athletics. And so I think that helps grow our game. And, you know, the last couple of years with March Madness and the coverage it's gotten on TV, it's really expanded. And I think there's a lot of buzz and excitement and support for women's basketball right now, and I love to see it in our community.
Have there been conversations throughout the years that have really resonated with you from this game?
A little girl came up to me today. I was like, "Do you remember me?" And, you know, they're like 3 years older and they're in middle school now and stuff like that. So it's great to know that at some point you talk to someone and they remember it and they come back and they're excited about, you know, the women's basketball team and things like that. And you just never know. You never know what people are going to take away from stuff. And we talk to our players about that all the time, like what a privilege it is to be a role model to these people. And I love our players in the stands today. We couldn't get them back in the locker room because the kids were so excited to talk to them. And, you know, I don't think our players have any idea how impactful that is to these young people. And I'm just so proud of the people they are, because I think the people in our program are just, they have such high character and they are great role models. So I just love that they're impacting the next generation of kids coming up in our area.
How impactful was this win for your program?
Huge. You know, every win is huge, though, because I think every game is tough. Colorado State's a really good team. Obviously, their point guard is tremendous. She's going to be an All-American, and we just really tried to make everything hard for their team. I think our start was fantastic. It got us out of the gates, and I think it I don't want to say caught them off guard, but it seemed like, you know, they took that time out and tried to regroup, but our team just kept coming at them. And so they made a couple runs, hit some shots, as we knew that they would, but our response every time was really positive, and we just kept being aggressive.
And Coach, you always talk about, you know, we need to be consistent. It looked like y'all got it done today, especially just looking at scoring by quarter, 19-19, 20-20. Is that what you saw today out there, consistency?
Absolutely, and different people. We always want to be a team that has 8, 9, 10 starters where we don't drop off, and we're okay if somebody has a bad game. But I think getting Tori Davis back healthy has been such a difference maker for our program. You know, Dymo did a great job holding down that position when Tori was out, but we didn't have a lot of depth there. And Tori gives us somebody else that can really shoot the ball well, especially from three. And her first few games back, she didn't shoot it well, and we just knew it was a matter of time. She had to get back into game rhythm and get those shots. But I think she's just made a huge difference being back with us.
23 assists on 30 made field goals compared to 34% shooting for Colorado State. Throughout those numbers, which one stands out to you more? Which one do you like?
I love our assists. We have a positive assist to turnover ratio and the amount of baskets that we assisted on. I think we're really sharing the ball, and I think the synergy of playing together, it just continues to get better for our team.
It felt like this was one of, if not the best win in your tenure. Are you willing to give it that status?
No. I don't measure that. That's up to you guys.
Okay, fair enough. One stat that definitely popped out was they had 15 turnovers. They're the number one team in the country turning it over, only 8 a game. What do you feel like made things so difficult on them?
Well, I think we just try to make everything hard. You know, we have a defensive system where we want to be disruptive and try to get people out of the comfort of their stuff and the rhythm and the timing, and I thought we did a good job of that today. We knew McKenna Hofschild was going to have, you know, a lot of touches, a lot of opportunities, and she mainly makes or assists like all of their baskets, and we just tried to make it hard for her. She still has 24 points and, you know, over 50% from the floor, so that tells you how good she is. And then we just try to get out and make every shot contested, and I thought we did a good job of that.
Felt like a lot of the shooters around her didn't do the jobs they normally do, but I think that's probably credit to closing out on shooters.
Well, I don't think they got a ton of wide open looks, you know, and that's a credit to us just staying with things and playing off each other and scrambling when we were rotating on defense, and that was our goal. We didn't want them to have any wide open threes.
When we talked pregame, I think you probably had an inkling that you guys could compete in this game. I don't know about wire to wire taking the biggest lead of the game with 12 seconds left, winning by 27. I think their biggest loss was by 7 points this year. Did anything about this effort surprise you? I know what you have in the locker room, but boy, they really put it all together.
Well, I think, every time we step on the floor, I believe we can win if we do the things that we need to. And honestly, I don't care by how much. We got to beat them by a point is always my mentality. And if it happens to be a game where we shoot extremely well and we defend them very well and the score is skewed, that's great. But for me, like, until the final buzzer goes off, especially with a team that shoots like that, I don't ever feel comfortable, because I feel like bang, 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 they can cut that in half really quick. And so, for our young team, there's a lot of reminders of just staying in the moment, staying focused, and not looking at the scoreboard. And because that's how quickly things can turn around when you start losing your focus in those situations.
Talk about young Kennedy Lee continues to grow up right in front of us. Those 17 boards, it feels like she is exerting herself more and more. There's obviously a reason she's in the starting lineup now.
Yeah, I feel like she's just gotten more comfortable and better each game as the year has gone on. She's scoring better in the post for us, which we needed. We needed a low post presence that put pressure on them to have to defend in there because I think in our game, if you post up hard and you make people have to work to get around you, then you can draw fouls just by posting hard. And, when she gives us that and Natalie Lathrop gives us that really helps us. But we're excited for her. She's a great kid, a great young lady, and very coachable and comes obviously from a great high school program. And so I think she's just going to continue to grow and develop and, be someone that we can count on in years to come.
So you guys are flying pretty high, heading down to UNLV. Obviously a huge matchup there. I guess what will the days leading up to that look like? And I'm sure you're feeling pretty good about the state of the team right now.
So we'll take tomorrow off just because with the quick turnaround from Saturday's game, we had to practice on Sunday. But that's going to be just a huge battle down there. UNLV is very good. They have great post players. They have great outside shooting. They have athletic guards. And we're going to need to come and play our best basketball to have a chance to win down there. But, it's always an exciting rivalry. It means a lot to alums of both universities, and being the only two Division I institutions in our state, it means a lot to a lot of people. But, for our team, we just got to be ready to go because that's a tough place to play, and they're a great team.
Got anything, Liz? I guess number 2 crowd all time today. I think it was almost 1,300 more than this game last year. It felt like you guys obviously fed off of their energy. 9-0 start. Maybe there's some folks in the community that should come and check you guys out.
Yeah, they should. If they haven't seen us play, I do think they're missing out. I think, people after every game, it will be the first time they're there and they're like, wow, I never realized. And so I think people that come to games, we can kind of get them hooked. Like they enjoy watching our team. They get to talk with them after the game and get to know them beyond basketball and hear what they're studying, where they're from, and learn about their stories a little bit. And then they get more invested for the team. But I also think our brand of basketball is fun to watch. We play super hard. We play very unselfish, and we play fast and aggressive on defense. So we'd love to have more people come out. But I think our marketing team has really elevated our attendance this year, and they've done a fantastic job. And again, Washoe County School District and the Redfield Foundation, that partnership has been fantastic. But if you look at our Pride game, we had a great crowd at that game too, and that's all the credit to our marketing team for working hard and getting people to come out and support us.
Okay, you won't give it game of your tenure status. Would you give it game of the year thus far status?
Again, that's not something I look at. We just try to win each game, and winning is hard, and every game is hard. And so when you win, you feel great, and you still look at the film and you take away the things to get better. But yeah, honestly, big picture reflection, we'll maybe do that in April. So yeah. Yeah. All right, thank you guys.